Them go hard, we go harder. I born for this, I'm the Luke Skywalker. There's no one in this business can go on like them are my father. Hey, why move with the red eye? Lightsaber assist the Viking Jedi. Drive over them like a semi. Hey, 20,000 can rise against we like zombies on Juve morning. Hey, they can't stop the garland. They can't stop the garland. My name is persistence and you can't stop hurricane from forming. They can't stop the garland.
Pleasant good afternoon. Time on the inside, 25 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Let me say welcome. You are listening to the program Juju Love. My name is Juliet Davy, but you can always call me Juju. As usual, it's a beautiful day today, all day today, because this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and always be glad in it. So, Father, I lift your name on high. Your name is always worthy to be praised. I thank you for your grace, your mercy, your kindness, your protection, your tender loving care, your mercies, Father, and for always having my back, always looking out for me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to my friend and the co-host for today's program. He's a regular guest or co-host on our Wednesdays. So let me give him the opportunity to say
good afternoon, Juliet. Good afternoon, Juliet, and good afternoon to all Juju warriors. And it's good to be here.
How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. Okay, so we are starting a bit late, so we are pressed for time. I want to run a video. Remember, we are streaming live on IG, YouTube, and Facebook, so you can view the program live from there. Remember as well that 919 is a radio that you can watch, and so going forward, we have our stage as part of the new normal the virtual experience. And you know, this is
Carnival Wednesday,
Carnival time. And so
Juliet,
we have a lot of music videos and things that we show in between the program. So we always want you to stay tuned to 919 FM on the various social media platforms. And don't forget, we have a lot of giveaways on the Street 919 FM. So I encourage you from now, go and text your name to 9191 and contribute $20 TT and be a part of the giveaway. You know, contribute to support culture. Contribute, because this is the new norm.
Yes.
And each one have to help one. So we look forward to your contributions, because remember, this is free for you, but it is not free for us. And you know, we want to keep the thing alive. Not so?
Yes.
Right. What are we going to talk about today? Because we started late and I'm already seeing the ads. So what I will do, as soon as we come back from paying the bills, we're going to go straight to a video. So I want you to share the live and hold fast, because we are going to show a video. It's an old video from about a year or so ago, but it is very important that we play back this video, because developments with respect to our democracy and our rights and freedoms and privileges, it appears that it is under threat in this country. And it is something we must not take lightly. Now, I understand that people are hurt over recent developments, the kidnapping and what have you, and the subsequent demise. I understand people are hurt, but at the same time, we cannot sit by as a society and allow our country to be turned into a place where law and order, due process of the law flies through the window along with the crime situation. And notwithstanding that this rule of law and due process must be eroded by the police and through our criminal justice system. In addition to which, I want to tell folks, African people, I'm angry. I'm very angry. And going forward, Mr. Ruka and listeners, I am going to reassess my position, because I take some very strong position on issues affecting the poor and the downtrodden in our society. And I take strong positions where the African man is concerned. And to my mind, the African man is not on the same page with me. My energy, I'm almost 60. God gave me 3 scores. I'm almost 60. If he extend it and give me longevity, I'm happy about that. But I have a granddaughter, and I would prefer invest my energy looking after my granddaughter than wasting my time behind people who don't care about themselves. So keep it locked. We'll be right back. We go pay some
Royal
business.
Castle Soca Shot on the street 919. The Royal Castle Soca Shot on the street 919.
Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. Well, well, well. If it's one thing I want is for the government to continue side of it. The government to look me down in the people fat. The government to tell me that we are one more fat. One more fat, yeah, yeah. I want to get wild. I want to get crazy, crazy. I want to play a mask. I want on a pretty lady. We do what we had to do. But yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish, mash up the place. One more fat, can I mash up the place? I shall love the place, place. If I had one wish, mash up the place. One more fat, can I mash up the place? I just put up the place and what the place. I want to live. Move to the left, move to the left, move to the left, move down, move to the right, move to the right, move to the right, move down, run to the back, run to the back, run to the back, run down, come to the front, come to the front line. Caribbean people say, what they say. We ready to vet twice a day. Come carnival, we outside. Take a trip with my woman and wine. Well, I want to get wild. I want to get crazy, crazy. I want to play a mask. I want on a pretty lady. We do what we had to do. But yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish, mash up the place. One more time, can I mash up the place? I shall love the place, place. If I had one wish, mash up the place. One more time, can I mash up the place? I it's put up the place and what the place. I want to live. Move to the left, move to the left, move to the left, move down, move to the right, move to the right, move to the right, move down, run to the back, run to the back, run to the back, run down, come to the front, come to the front line.
It's about that time now we mash up the place and give the people what them want. So when the big truck come down and the people in town, it's like the first time I play in mass. So don't focus on what he said, don't focus on what she said. Just keep focus on Iowa. Listen what KMC said. When Iowa said to jump up, when Iowa said to wave up, KMC said to jump up and wave up and jump up and wave up.
That was the Royal Castle Soca Shot on the street 919. That was the Royal Castle Soca Shot on the street 919.
come back.
To the human.
Sorry for that one. Lol. But keep it locked in because we still have the bills to pay. We don't go anywhere. And the program is going to be really interesting this afternoon. So don't go anywhere. Huh? Don't go anywhere. Yeah, next at arts.
White Oak.
Designate, don't drink and drive, and please adhere to COVID-19 regulations.
Johnny Q Auto Parts Division says it's an assault on battery prices. Paul Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar. Starting from $488. Yes, $488. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed by Massey Automotive. And only available at Tobago Color Shop. Suppliers of paint, plumbing, and hardware materials. Old Farm Road, Shore Park, Tobago. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 725-5873 or 474-2456. And in Trinidad at Johnny Q, 15 R. Peter Avenue, Woodbrook. Remember, batteries from $488.
Peace in the name of the Lord Jesus. This is Bishop Tony from the Church of Christ is Built. I will be bringing the word of God to you on this very radio station, the Street 91.9 FM, on Wednesdays, 11:15 to 11:45 a.m. Tune in and be blessed. My book, Your Future in the New Heaven and the New Earth, will be on sale. Purchase a copy of Your Future in the New Heaven and New Earth. Call 1-868-364-2119, 1-868-363-4520, or 1-868-287-0850. Where are you going to spend the rest of your life after death? Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions. You could live in one of those mansions happily forever after you die if you believe. Look in and listen, call and clarify, purchase and be blessed. In Jesus' name.
Natural boost, ginger, lion, turmeric. Give away every sickness. Get a bottle of this real spice. Make a healthy choice in your life. And let me drink up the juice. And let me drink up the thing from the roots. And let me drink up the thing from the fruits. The you juice. En route to the ultimate you.
When you text on the Street 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. This week on the Street 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text, and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win on The Street 919 FM.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new number. 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Let's fill the ground, help to prepare the seed. There's a missing generation out there. Who cares?
Like to hide in the dark to let the lips speak. Liquid supplement for them bird with a twisted and a chip big.
Okay, welcome back.
Well, every time I show up, everything blow up, everything blow up. All of the rag and the flag them go up. Everything blow up, everything blow up. When we are right.
Welcome back. Let's see if we can do this quickly. So, we are going to look at a video now because I am concerned that our democracy is under threat in this country, and most likely it is the armed forces.
Drama in downtown Port of Spain today.
Not as yet. The armed forces, particularly the police, and the actions of the police and comments from the commissioner of police, it would appear that our democracy is under threat in this country. And we have to be very, very careful. I am sorry and I have to apologize publicly to Kirkwaite of fixing TNT, because Kirkwaite warned us about this creeping dictatorship coming from the police. And today, wait, Mr. Ruka, today there is strong evidence of that dictatorship, that Gestapo type policing coming in our country. We have to be very careful. Google, you could go ahead and play the video for me.
Drama in downtown Port of Spain today as quick response by police leaves 3 dead. This after the 3 men shot at pedestrians at the Blanchisseuse taxi stand, killing 1 person. Ian Way's son has more.
This afternoon, a car pulled up alongside the Blanchisseuse taxi stand, and the occupants fired shots at a minibus, waiting to take passengers to their destinations along the north coast. 1 person was killed, while several others were wounded and had to be taken for treatment at the Port of Spain General Hospital. The police responded immediately, however, and intercepted the vehicle close to the Port of Spain marketplace. The occupants of the vehicle fired upon the officers, who in turn shot back.
3 of the reported shooters, they fired at the police returned fire. We have an initial reports. 3 of these suspects have now been confirmed dead.
Commissioner Griffith then turned his attention to those who claimed that criminals have rights and seek to offer the police suggestions in carrying out their duties.
But we have politicians, we have attorneys, we have so-called activists that have the audacity to state that had the police intercepted this vehicle prior to the shooting, these 3 creatures had a right to be given bail, upon which they would have come back out onto the streets tomorrow to probably kill more law-abiding citizens. This cannot continue, and then you want to blame the police if someone is killed.
Commissioner Griffith was more concerned about the victims and not the criminals.
What about the right of the 10 civilians who have been shot at today? What about the rights of the family who have now lost yet another person because we have activists, politicians, and attorneys
who benefit financially when these individuals are given bail.
He said he cannot fight the battle alone and everyone has to contribute. Ian Wayson, TTT News.
And Police Commissioner Gary Griffith vows that he will do what he has to do in order to protect the law-abiding citizens.
It seems that the Police Complaint Authority, they love to investigate. Well, I intend to do what is required within the law in 2020. So, Mr. David West, if he could claim overtime, he's going to make a lot of money next year. Because the police service, we are going hard and fast on these criminals.
A 5-year-old boy is in hospital after being shot in a drive-by shooting.
That's one video. I want you now to listen to another video. This was the killing in Morvant, the Morvant area.
Drama in downtown Port of Spain today as quick response by police leaves 3 dead. Heated protest in Morva all day Monday as residents demand answers over the killing of 3 men from the area at the hands of police over the weekend. Crystal Wilson tells us the residents are telling a different story and claim the men were murdered by the police.
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
Scenes from Morva on Monday afternoon. Residents of the area are livid and demanding justice for 3 men killed on the weekend by police officers attached to the Guard and Emergency Branch. 2 of the deceased have been identified as Joel Jacob and Israel Clinton. Since the killing of the 3 men, videos of the incident have been circulating on social media. The protesting Morva residents are claiming that police reports suggesting the officers were fired upon by the 3 men before they were killed are untrue. They say the men were innocently targeted and they want justice for their deaths.
They jump out the vehicle and they see the police officer, Joel Jacobs, jump out the vehicle, put up his hands. Before the police even get a chance to stop, he jumped out the vehicle. He said, officer, I'm living right there. Officer, my hands up. My hands up. The driver hands up. The man in the backseat hands up. Joel Jacob hands up. And Joel Jacob out the vehicle saying, officers are living right there.
The residents say they will not cease with protest action. They say the people of Morva are peaceful and are being constantly targeted by the police, and it's unjustified.
This was murder Saturday. First degree murder.
Okay. So I showed those 2 videos. And before I show the videos, I mentioned that I'm upset and I'm thinking about my way forward now as a citizen in this country, because I will not continue to put myself on the front line for my country and particularly my African people when clearly my African people do not care about their own interests. There are people who would have said to me over the years, and I want to agree with them, after this long period, Juliet, save yourself and your family. And I want to do that because today, Mr. Ruka and listeners, viewers, and don't forget to share the live. Don't forget you have to text 9191. Very important. Do that for me, please. Text 9191, your name and 20 TT dollars. Because we have to support what 919 is doing here. People like Kareem Marcel, myself, Shoma Wilson, You, Pastor Google, Sharon Felix, Aisha Wells, a number of us put ourselves on the front line for our country and for our black people. But today in this country, the same black people and African people who wanted to burn down Trinidad and Tobago because it was alleged that in a reprisal killing, the police executed 3 innocent men.
So what about the 2 that we see?
I want you to forget it 2 for now, Mr. Ruka. I want you and Trinidad and Tobago to throw your minds back to that killing in Mova in particular. Every nook and cranny of Trinidad and Tobago, try and remember Diego Martin protest, San Fernando, Shogunas, La Haqueta, Rima, Enterprise. They wanted to
spontaneously, spontaneously, all happening spontaneously.
Spontaneously, in support or against
the police action.
The police action, which was the lack of due process.
You know, there's an evil, wicked demon rolling around this country called the opposition, and this is where this problem is coming from. You know, I hear they making statements that the government can't last for the 5 years. This is what this is all about. You know, Dr. Kunilal, so bold-faced, so unrepentant, telling people to take their protest and turn it into political activism. You inciting people to go and put themselves out on the line to
No, I think you put it wrong. To take the demise of this young girl
and
politicize it to help the UNC to get back into power. But why does the UNC want to get back into power? The UNC wants to get back into power because there is a number of criminal matters
before the court, and they're going to use political power to extricate judicial power. This is what.
No, Mr. Ruka, you think that it is right for people like me, Google, Sharon, Aisha, Corey Marcel, Shoma Wilson, to come every day to try to educate our people and for them to turn around and allow the likes of Rudal Munilal, Philip Alexander, and a few to brainwash them. To brainwash them. Look at what took place yesterday on Google's program. Google had to go through the effort of bringing the truth surrounding the Faris Alwari statement in which the opposition UNC twisted to their political benefit. So much so that a woman whose family or relative, a sister I think it was a victim of crime or what have you, felt that Faris's comments were inhumane. When you go back and you listen to what was said, the candlelight vigil and the crocodile tears had to do or was directed to Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC. That is where that was directed. But they make it appear that Faris Alwari was speaking to the concerned citizens of this country. Well, in fact, he won't. But while we waste our time, spend our energy trying to educate our people don't want to be educated.
And I'm calling that a fact. It's not to say that we do not know better than this, you know. Juliet, it is deliberate. People know the truth. They just choose to go the direction of the Monilals and
how could people who just a couple months ago saw what happened in Movan, wanted to burn down Trinidad and Tobago for justice for those 3 men. How those very same people today could come to tell me, as one of the callers on my program yesterday called to say, that she's happy with the execution that took place with those young men. How you can be happy about that? What happened to due process of the law?
It's sad when we go that direction. Yeah. Sad, very, very
For
sad.
you to take a position like that, you know what it means? It means you don't have children, you don't have grandchildren, you're not living here, and so you don't believe that something like this could happen to you.
I'm of the opinion that the elections have now finished, and people are not interested in waiting for 5 years to go and cast their vote. So they start to agitate to see if they can force the government into. I would suspect that they're waiting in vain, because there's no way something like. I think they kind of.
The UNC and the opposition is one aspect. They will always
be agitating
and do what they have to do to try to bring down the government and to get back into
But what
office.
about the people?
The people is my concern. And the fact that we have a commissioner of police who, I want Google to put up this to me, you know.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna get time to talk. We got to watch videos.
That is nothing. Our democracy is under threat. We have a police commissioner in this country who, as you rightfully saw in the video, and that's why I showed that video, you know, not so much about the killings, you know, our democracy. I want to show people that was about a year ago, not so?
And Gary Griffith gave us a signal there when he said David West is going to have overtime.
Not only that, he told you who his targets are. He said politicians, lawyers, and activists. And what have we been seeing Gary Griffith doing? Every activist in this country, every lawyer, the Law Association made a comment, which they have full right to.
In law there, yeah.
Gary Griffith
jump out
to attack them. Rhoda Barrett make a comment, you jump out to attack Rhoda Barrett. Devon Welch make a comment, you jump out to attack Devon Welch.
Clearly.
Juliet Davy make a comment, you jump out to attack. You know who is his latest target? A young man by the name of Alan Brizan. He's now attacking. Alan Brizan.
But where Mr. Griffith does find all this time and energy to engage in all these spots, every tire that pass he barking at? Where is the police commissioner? It appears to me that Mr. Griffith should use some of that energy and engage in police commissioner's work instead of responding to a post by Mr. Brizan and Juliet Davy and the Law Association. Who is Mr. Griffith working at all? I want to know.
But it's not only is he working at all, but it is clear because he attacked the head of the PCA.
Yeah, David my favorite target.
Right, you attack him, he can't talk. Right? You come now to attack a young man, and when you read what the young man said, the young man never said anything that are not facts. It is a fact that the young lady died. It is a fact that 2 suspects died. And it is a fact that all of us express concerns that the information coming from the police surrounding the suspect's death, particularly suspect number 1, about the fall off of a chair, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to us. And we are entitled to our opinion. Who is Gary Griffith, Commissioner of Police,
working for?
to come to tell you that he putting you before the Professional Brewery standard, whatever is the name, and some other, I think it's the police complaint or some other, whatever, because you express your opinion on your Facebook page. This is where we reach to, intimidating people.
I as a citizen.
Leave it there. We're out of time.
Yo, but B, these girls, right, in this fast, right, challenge. This is crazy. Yo, wanna watch this now? Shadow, watch this now. You tell me that is real. Fast try that fast way. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this, boy. What feel? Go ahead. Oh!
Get ready to go. Get ready.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
When you text on the Street 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. This week on the Street 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text, and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win on The Street 919 FM.
Join Pan Trinbago on its Pan is Spirit virtual concert series, keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world. Live Sunday, February 7th and Saturday, February 13th at 8 p.m. via pay-per-view on Tizik.com and WAP platforms. Keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world. Top medium and large bands in the nation. Featuring National Panorama Champions Desperados and NGC Kuvo Joylanders. Courts Sound Specialists, Face to Pan Group, Cats and Jammers, Panberry, and many more. People's Choice Prizes to be won. Text to vote your most vibes and the sweetest band. Buy your tickets today. Log on to Tizik.com, that's Tizik.com, and purchase your tickets. You don't want to miss out on these spectacular steel pan events. Prosperity in Pan. For further information, contact events at pantrinbago.co.tt, 623-4486, or visit Pantrinbago's social media pages. Keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world.
No carnival, no problem.
Valentine's Day is a time for love.
Oh gosh, darling, I can't wait till the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. I'm spending whole day with you. I'm taking nights off of you whole day.
Baby, you know I feel the same way about... Wait now!
Experience it, love it, share
It's an ad for the online platform Trinidad and Tobago Carnival World. You watching that? Icon.
Wait, sweetness, you know I love you too. Listen, both a week I spend whole day loving TNTCarnivalWorld.com. It's a big Sunday, baby. We gonna make it special.
Alright, you know I love Carnival and I love you too, so I am that.
You can join us too on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Log on to TNTCarnivalWorld.com. Beyond Virtual. Supported by Digicel, Shanghai Construction Group, White Oak, and NP.
IWER Stage presents Virtual Worship this Wednesday with Alpha Ministries Temple Beautiful Worship Team with Bishop Cadogan from 6 p.m. Join us on the Street 919 Facebook page, Neil IWER George Facebook page, IWER TV on YouTube, and make your contributions by texting 9191 from any B-Mobile or digital handset to win yourself a prize. So join us as we lift up and magnify the name of Jesus. Virtual Worship this Wednesday on IWER Stage from 6 p.m.
And our God, He is champion. He reigns forever. Hey.
Finally, a line of baking products that caters for the gluten-free, cholesterol-free, egg-free, and dairy-free person, enriched with sesame, flax meal, and chai seeds. Also try our line of seasonings and spices that are ideal for diabetic, kidney, heart, colon, and hypertensive persons. Perfect for the whole family. Healthy O, the healthier way to go. Find it in a supermarket near you.
Join Bishop Aaron and the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries together with ministers and choirs from Ghana, the Republic of the Congo, the Republic of Uganda, the United States, London, and from right here in Trinidad and Tobago on February 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. here on the Street 919 FM. For a closer look at spiritual principles of the Acts of the Apostles and a renaissance of your own faith in Jesus Christ. Bishop Aaron and the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries on February 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. here on the Street 919 FM. Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
There's no one in this business can go on like them are my father. Hey, why move it to red eye?
Welcome back. Time on the inside, 10 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock, sorry. Of course, you're listening to Juju Love. I have with me my guest, Mr. Aruka, who stepped away just for a few minutes. He'll be back shortly. Before I continue, let me tell you, Nescafe 3-in-1, a rich coffee aroma that builds your senses up, a flavor that you savor and overflows your cup. 3-in-1 coffee, cream and sugar. Rich, right, and ready to go. A perfect Nescafe. Nescafe 3-in-1 coffee, cream and sugar. Just add water and experience the perfect cup of coffee every time. 3-in-1 coffee. Just add water, please. It's right and ready to go. Perfect Nescafe. Nestle's good food, good life. Today we have fun, whether on the road or home. Now is the time to take a break. The greatest flavors hand in hand. Hold back hunger all the way, working Lyman Dixie all the way. Share the good times. Dixie Biscuit. Work till moonlight. Dixie Biscuit. When it comes to a snack, don't matter the mood, there is Dixie for that. Folks, this ad is very sentimental to me because we have to understand the times that we are living in. It is the times of the new norm, the virtual experience. And so we here at 919 FM are doing our part to make sure that we bring culture, local culture, and our local artists to you through the virtual experience. And so it is free for you, but it is not free for us. And we want to keep it going. And so we ask you to contribute text and contribute to local culture. It will go a long way. And don't forget, it is not a one-sided affair in which you text and that's it. No. We here at 91.9, we want to ensure that when you text, that we give you back something. And so this week, we are offering to you a beautiful 6-speed stand mixer, and it doubles as a hand mixer as well. So you want to make a quick sponge cake, it's here. So contribute $20 TT and it's brand name Hamilton Beach, right? Thanks. So This week on 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer, which doubles as a hand mixer. Using your B Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win. And IWER stage continues this week. Tonight, Worship Wednesday with a live performance by Alpha Ministries Temple Beautiful Worship Team with Bishop Ashton Kojo at 6 p.m. Contributions can be made via the following. Using your B Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to contribute only TT $20. Go to Fund Me TNT, choose the campaign of your choice and contribute. U.S. fans, please use Cash App payable to 1-863-594-3659. Streaming live on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and Neil IWER George. YouTube at IWER TV and The Street, also IWER George on IG. Sponsored by ADC Supermarket, American Stores, KFC, Carshay, and Super Quality. Contribute to your show, your support, and always be a winner. And so we continue. Google, can you come a minute, please? Thank you. I want to post up a comment by the gentleman with respect, because everybody have something to say. Mr. Ruka, everybody have something to say, not so? Everybody have something to say with respect to this
and
whole...
you have to respect people's right to say...
To have an opinion. To have an opinion.
And I want the police commissioner to recognize that, just like people have their opinion, and if you give us this swill that you have been giving us as porridge, we will have a lot to say.
That's correct. That's correct.
Because it ain't porridge, it's swill.
Yes. So I want you all to look at what was said by the Commissioner of Police in the aftermath of comments made. Yes.
You got to read that.
In the aftermath of comments made by one Alan Brizan. So those of you who on the live stream, you can read it. Google will scroll for you to get an opportunity to read and see what is being said. But for those of you on the airwaves, the radio, let me tell you, Mr. Brizan, and I do not own the rights to the comments that is being quoted here. Alan Brizan. This is what he said. After 2 weeks of constant information on the disappearance of Andrea Barrett, only 3 facts have been established. Andrea Barrett is dead.
That's one. That's fact 1.
2 police detained suspects were brutally killed.
That's 2.
That's 2. 3, the TTPS all the way up to the police commissioner were distorting all the facts of the case from day 1. Now, to my mind, Mr. Ruka, and you are my legal counsel, comment 3, the TTPS all the way up to the police commissioner were distorting all the facts of the case from day 1. Isn't that an opinion?
That is an opinion.
Do you share the opinion that surrounding suspect number 1, that the information put out through the communication page of the police commissioner, that it didn't rest well with your spirit, like Mr. Brizan has said here?
It was distorted. It appeared to be distorted at best and fabricated at worst.
Okay. Right. So I want to mention when the suspect died, we only knew about it about 2 days or 3 days after.
The police is not obligated to tell you when somebody is dead.
Right. They're not obligated, right. We knew about it some days after. We saw as well a comment on the commissioner's page detailing, because I read it here, how the suspect was handled by the police. He was given tea. He had diabetes. We asked him if he wanted to use the washroom, whatnot, and he tried to paint a nice picture of...
There's a rule in criminal law that's called the eggshell rule.
Right.
You must take your victim as you get them. You can't say the man had diabetes and sugar and you never ask him before you assaulted, before it appears that he died in your custody.
Right.
So however the victim is, you get him, you have to take him as you get him.
Right. But the point that I want to go to, the commissioner painted this picture for us. But subsequently, when the autopsy came out concerning victim number 1 who died, when the autopsy came out, our minds now were crowded that, hey, like we suspected, this man seemed to have died at the hands of the police.
Or unless he fall off a building, Juliet.
Because we were told he fell off of a chair based on the commissioner's page.
Yeah, but
when the autopsy came out, we heard stuff like a fractured skull, a fractured shoulder, burns to the back as though a taser was used, concussion to the eyes, and a number of other details came out from the autopsy that will suggest that you were brutalized by someone. So, what is this young man saying here that is so wrong that the commissioner of police, Mr. Griffith, in his response is saying, let me read it for the sake of those on the radio and cannot see. Commissioner of Police TT, 7 hours ago, based on what I got from whoever sent it to me, the right to freedom of speech must be balanced with responsibility. Last evening I was tagged in a post and I responded by making a report to the Professional Standard Bureau. As usual, social media activists, now keep in mind, the tape I played for you, who were the people that he targeted? He said the police, the lawyers, and the activists. They feel they could talk and they could say whatever they want, whatever the case. As usual, social media activists who have an agenda against the TTPS. Why we would have an agenda, Mr. Ruka, against the TTPS?
I don't know.
When we have a situation in our country where the crime rate is very high, why we would be against the TTPS? Okay. Accuse me of all manner of things, to which I'll now respond. Contrary to what is being said, I wasn't policing Facebook. In fact, I was involved in other activities when I was invited to respond to a post by the poster. In the post, the individual made certain statements accusing officers, including myself. These were serious allegations which must be investigated, as no one is above the law, including myself.
I want Mr. Gary Griffith to stick a pin right on that statement.
Right, go ahead.
No one is above the law, including himself.
Including himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should stick a pin right there.
Right. I immediately contacted PSB, and given the nature of the case involved, they acted with haste. It was brought to my attention that the poster edited his post, but the statement has already been made. This edit is perhaps confusing some about my response at the time, so I had to set the record straight by sharing the facts. Let me take this time to once again remind public that the laws of Trinidad and Tobago applies to social media, And when one puts information out into the public sphere, potentially defaming persons or making statements which
but
suggest...
where Mr. Griffith see defamation?
Where is defamation?
Where you see defamation?
Where is defamation?
Mr. Griffith is overdoing it, Juliet. Where you see defamation there? What is defamatory about a statement probably some other statement he's talking about?
But not only that, the Commissioner of Police, through his communication department, is putting out information on social media.
Yes, that is purely going to agitate people.
And not only agitate people, it is also going to trigger a response from the public.
And he must
from the public, so he has to understand that.
He must understand that.
So when Mr. Griffith could tell me he took this Alan Breezen fella to the professional jury standard and to some other institution, what he's doing, Mr. Ruka, is telling me that he is intimidating.
He's trying to intimidate.
Attempting to intimidate people like Mr. Breezen, myself, and others, Rhoda Barrett and others, who are not fearful of responding and to debunking the stupidness that Gary Griffith has been putting out in the public domain.
Juliet, the doctrine of defamation is clear. It does not. Free speech is one thing, but if you are making statements in a general sense, who have you defamed? I noticed Mr. Griffith is a megalomaniac. Mr. Griffith must understand you are sitting in public office. We are going to hold you accountable. But we are your employer.
So he wants no scrutiny, absolutely none.
Well, that is when he'll get the most
absolutely
amount of scrutiny.
None. And this is a gentleman, if you listen to the videos I played, and if you would have listened to some of the stuff that I read, this is a gentleman who doesn't care what he says about anybody. Look at how he attacked the David West man from the PCA. He refers to people as cockroaches, and now because people would have been on to him about the cockroaches comments, he is now referring to them as critters. Are you listening?
I heard him calling.
He said it in the video in the last dispensation of those killings involving the police, and in this dispensation he has referred to them as critters again. So I am of the opinion that here we have a commissioner of police, based on his utterances, who sees people of a certain ilk, let's say African people and people who belong to the East-West corridor, and in predominant black communities, he sees them as critters, and so his policing is not based on the rule of law and due process. His policing is based on how he thinks and how he feels about you. So when he comes into whole of one or two of these suspects,
they are going to fall from a chair. And the next one, Juliet, what was horrible? The suspect never saw the light of day. No, he was in hospital until he died. Something have to be wrong in this. I want to know how much is the political directorate going to
sit by why Gary Griffith continue. But if you listen to the traction of his comments since he took office up to this time, he has been very consistent in that. Listen, my job is not concerned with the law-abiding. My job is to protect the law-abiding citizens in this country. Okay, fine. But he continues to tell us that he don't care nothing about the others, meaning, for instance, if he come into contact, like for instance the incident with Andrea Barrett, if he come into contact with suspect, what could happen to them? Because he not concerned about the rule of law and due process where they are concerned. So the commissioner of police, right, through his utterances, indirectly or directly, however you want to put it, is giving the impression and is leaving the interpretation up to people in the public, because he's speaking in the public domain, because he had to back at everything.
So you cannot respond to him in the public domain?
Yeah, you can't. No, you must respond. You must respond. You will get a pre-action protocol letter, or you will get you will get
a referral to some quasi court.
Thank you very much.
Some quasi tribunal.
Thank you very much. So our democracy is under threat, and it's under threat in two ways.
The Minister of National Security needs to address the police commissioner's behavior.
Our threat in this country, our democracy is under threat in this country in two ways: extrajudicial killings and don't talk.
Don't talk.
No freedom of speech. Pre-action protocol letter by someone who feels that he could talk and he could comment
in the public domain
and say what he wants, but nobody must tell him
when you
nothing.
respond to him in the public domain, he's talking about defamation. I put it to Mr. Griffith that he's defaming the man more than the man is defaming him.
Precisely.
The man didn't point at Gary Griffith. He made a statement of something that is going on. It's a public interest statement. He made 3 facts that is consistent.
Consistent? Yeah. Go ahead. The girl died. That's one.
Two
suspects who were in your custody died.
Yeah. And the third one.
And he said that the information coming from the police is distorted. That's what he said.
Well, distortion it seems to be somewhat leading to a fabrication.
But it is distorted because people all immediately started commenting about the fall off at the chair issue. People started immediately commenting about a man driving and look down at a precipice.
They laugh at that one too.
So it is distorted. As far as I am concerned, I agree with the man. It is distorted.
That story can't stand up. No way, no tribunal at all. Looking over a precipice and falling off chair. As a matter of fact, you know what the autopsy said? Dr. Hugh Von Devine said the man apparently was unconscious when they put him in the chair. Dr. Hugh Von Devine's one,
But I made the point here, long before Alan Breezan would have commented, I made the point here that the commissioner on his page gave this beautiful story about the police and how they handle.
And they give him some juice.
And they give him juice.
And they give him
and
food.
And they tell him how we're feeling. And he said, boss, I good. And whatever. And we know.
He's a big man.
He's a big man. And we know in this country here, Gary Griffith,
that won't happen at all.
That will happen. That will happen.
Why would a police commissioner use a media release to give you all these details? He is trying to prejudice your mind against the person.
Thank you.
And paint the persons who had an altercation with the man as angels from heaven. But the man is dead. There couldn't be nothing else but something caused. It is not good when you take up people, apparently healthy people, and take them into your care, and within 24 hours they are dead, and the next one remain in a coma.
And African people whose children are the
recipient of this kind of policing,
telling you they appreciate the commissioner of police and the police doing that. Caller, good afternoon and welcome.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, Juliet, and good afternoon to you, Mr. Ruka. Let me tell you something, Juliet, and you know why I wouldn't want to blame you all activists there? Because when Jack Warner and Gary Griffith was on that station on a morning program, I had called into that program and I condemned endorsing Gary Griffith for Commissioner on Police. And you know what happened? I was the bad egg. People stopped talking to me. When I say, what all you're doing having Jack Warner and Gary Griffith on that station, the person jump up and tell me that I am not Iowa George and they can do what they want on the program. So you know what now? Take the jamming. You understand? Because when I say it in the earlies, I get enemies. I got enemies. And now look what happened. Thank you.
You're welcome. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome. Nobody there. And Mr. Ruka, for that reason, when I see how my African people are prepared to be treated by our state and by our police, I say, see me? I pull him back.
You're pulling back.
I am pulling back.
When
I am not going.
On,
thank you very much.
Comes on because you are a recipient of the kind of gifts police just give.
Thank you. Why must I
that you want to part of
put myself out on the front line to defend and fight for my people who don't care about their own self?
I want to call on the Minister of National Security today to address the behavior and attitude of the police commissioner. Who is he really working for? Well, I know he's working for me for sure. I'm a citizen.
Yeah.
And I am calling on him to account for this kind of...
He appears that he's answerable to nobody, because when you scrutinize him...
Nobody needs to answer to me.
When you scrutinize him, he gets on his page to abuse you.
Mr. Griffith have to answer to me why your task force took up 2 young men
Thank
of
you.
African
And the 2 men end up dead.
And the person who's doing the autopsy said something completely opposite
Horrific
to what you have said.
Thank you very much. You put what you put out on your page.
And teeth and
bread, and he didn't want nothing to eat. And I asked him if he wanted to go in the toilet. Yeah. Come on. Who believes that, Gary Griffith? Alan doesn't believe it, and I don't believe it.
And after all of that, and selling the whole country on a wild goose chase, a man look over a
pretty pace and find anybody. Folks, keep it locked. We'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Can't stop the mass. Start. Yo, the system. Hot man like to party too. Play more soca for them. Uptown big so party too. Play more soca for them. If you feel like you can't get through, rum and soca for them. All who vex and who hate you, play more soca for them. And away we go. Time to kick off the greatest show. Say anywhere we go. Girl just wine pon the thing like whoa. Could be rain or snow. That could never stop what we do. DJ pull it up again for me and my friends. We going down till the end. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. So when we touch down in a disease, hot gal a bubble like them possess. So when we touch down in a divide, take jam gal, no candlelight. When we touch down in a the street, gal plus rum, everything complete. When we touch down in a the mass, them gal them shaking their heart. On the beats love to party too. Play more soca for them. Big up South and the Central crew. Play more soca for them. Downtown with the action brew. Rum and soca for them. West side, east side, everything good. Soca, we just defend. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. So when we touch down in a disease, hot gal a bubble like them possess. So when we touch down in a divide, take jam gal, no candlelight. When we touch down in a the street, gal plus rum, everything complete. When we touch down in a the mass, them gal them shaking their heart. And away we go. Time to kick off the greatest show. Say anywhere we go. Gal just wine pon the thing like whoa. Could be rain or snow. That could never stop what we do. DJ pull it up again for me and my friends. We going down till the end. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. We going all day. Jack Power them calling way. We going all day. 24 hours in one day. So when we touch down in a disease, hot gal a bubble like them possess. So when we touch down in a divide, take jam gal, no candlelight. When we touch down in a the street, gal plus rum, everything complete. When we touch down in a the mass, them gal them shaking their heart.
Together we are fun. When we're together we are great. Whether on the road or home, now is the time to take a break. The greatest flavors hand in hand, hold back hunger all the way. Working, lying in Dixie all the way. Share the good times, work till the moonlight. When it comes to snack, no matter the mood, there's a Dixie for that. There's a Dixie for that.
Nescafe 3-in-1.
A rich coffee aroma that fills your senses up. A flavor that you savor and overflows your cup. 3-in-1 coffee, cream and sugar, please. Rich, right, and ready to go. A perfect Nescafe.
Nescafe 3-in-1 coffee, cream, and sugar. Just add water and experience the perfect cup of coffee every time.
3-in-1 coffee, just add water, please. Rich, right, and ready to go. A perfect Nescafe.
Nestle, good food, good life.
White Oak.
Designate, don't drink and drive, and please adhere to COVID-19 regulations.
When you text on the streets 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. This week on the streets 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text, and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Streets 919 FM and YouTube at The Streets 919 FM. Text to win on The Streets 919 FM.
The Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James is now on the Street 919 FM every second, third, and fourth Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. and every first and third Sunday from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday. The Bible says, the Gospel of the Kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come. For more info, call 652-0924 or 298-4540 and join us every second, third, and fourth Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. and every first and third Sunday from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday for the Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the Street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
Hi, Trinidad and Tobago. This is yours truly, Pastor Charles, streaming live from Port of Spain, Trinidad, Marval Road, 91.9. Every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning. I tell you, we are going to have a TRME time in the presence of God. We will be praying, praise God, for our nation. We'll be praying for families. We'll be praying for those that are sick and those that are in need. Tune in to the best station, 91.5 FM Street Live, Port of Spain, Maribel.
The money can't go. The blood of Jesus over your family. Plead the blood over your family.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements: silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359.
Or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth. And prevention is always better than medication.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Welcome back. We just have about 20 minutes again before we close off. So let me give you some announcement. Feel alive with 4.5. The Lotto Plus jackpot is now an estimated $4.5 million. Energize your savings account. Boost your assets with a new house. Or power up your drive with a brand new car, because the Lotto Plus jackpot has rolled to $4.5 million. One person won $50,000 in the last draw. Match 5 numbers and you can win 2. Your Lotto Plus ticket is the ultimate pick-me-up. So get your tickets now for Wednesday's $4.5 million Lotto Jackpot Plus draw. And remember, winners always play Lotto Plus. And let me remind you, just in case, folks, text now. This is free for you. It is not free for us. And we want to keep it going. This week on the Street 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer, which doubles as a hand mixer. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text, and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win. And don't forget, tonight, Worship Wednesday, with a live performance by Alpha Ministries Temple Beautiful Worship Team with Bishop Aston Kojo at 6 p.m. Mr. Ruka, I don't know how you feel about how I feel going forward. I am now at a place where I believe that Martin Luther King, this man who made it 27 years, what's his name again?
South African President Mandela.
Mandela. And a number of our black activists and champion of the poor and oppressed, their work were in vain. I am now of that belief. You know why? When I can watch what people do in Tobago, my black people did in Tobago, allow someone who look like them,
and it's not the city,
camouflage his political agenda. Camouflage his political agenda as an operative of the UNC who sees all of them as rapists, as lazy, good for nothing, who waste all their time on a beach thieving and raping white women. And they allow a man who look like them to camouflage himself to do the UNC's bidding in Tobago, and they fall for it. Aruka, you really think I have this time in my life to waste after my African brothers and sisters? I am going to hit my 60 years. This I supposed to be living my best life right now. I have 2 grown children.
Not fighting up for these ungrateful.
When I watch Aruka at the incident in Mova and how the UNC and East Indians in this country cheer them on, or they destroyed Trinidad and Tobago, because why? At the time, what they were doing in all these black communities, protesting and lighting fire and burning.
They're putting on UNC jerseys, you know.
Thank you. They were even shooting back at the police.
Yeah, they were shooting
the
back at
UNC
the police.
and the East Indian community were cheering them on. Aruka, why they were cheering them on at the time? You know why? Because it was riots taking place and it had the potential for political fallout. For political fallout. And so they used the Kingsleys, again, camouflaging themselves, the Kingsleys and the God Christophers, to go up into Mova, make the people believe we love you. When they were doing precisely what Munilal is now telling the people. Use this opportunity as a way in which we can get back power from the PNM.
His statements were so bold-faced, asking people who are hurting, sincerely hurting from the incident of Miss Barrett, and telling them, turn your
They don't
pain
care nothing about African people.
Activism.
They do not care nothing about African people. And when African people can know, because it's not rocket science, it's not no university degree that I understand this. And when I see my African people, despite all the education that we are trying to put their way and the information we are putting their way, they are allowing these people to come from nowhere and set them up.
And we are giving them the facts.
Set them up. Encourage them to tell them, yes, let Gary Griffith and the police in this country practice extrajudicial killings and the eroding of our democracy and the lack of rule of law and due process. And when African people know that the only people will suffer from that is we black people, why I must put myself out there? Why I must do that? And my black people is not showing me no way, no time that they're getting wiser with all the activism and all the information. My same black people who were so upset about police kneeling down on George Floyd's neck and murdering him, to the point where they wanted to keep protests, or they kept protests here. When George Floyd was knelt on, do you know that it was surrounding allegations that he would have interfered with some woman that was connected to the policeman that was kneeling on his neck, right? What is the difference with that and what transpired just the other day? What is the difference? But we objected to it. How come we are satisfied now that the police must appear to be involved in what the demise of these young men?
Juliet, what happened is that the people don't really know. They keep mixing up the rules and not understanding that they can be easily manipulated, because a man who is suspect is not a criminal. He's not a he's
a suspect. He's innocent until proven guilty.
He was never himself charged, and now that he's dead, there is no way you could charge him. He died an innocent man.
Thank you very much.
Because the presumption of innocence is a doctrine in law, and because we keep letting people mix up the rules for us and put it into our head that if a man has 70 charges, he's a criminal.
Yeah.
But they never mentioned conviction in one. So he could have 70 charges, but he was never convicted.
And that was the case with this young man in Silat there, Cedric Burke, who passed there.
Yeah. All kind of allegation and charges, not one conviction. You know, we noticed that happened to Mr. Abu Bakr. You know, he have been alleged and charged all kind of, and I suspect, as far as my memory serves me, never convicted, you know.
Let me just take two calls quickly, because I know we're out of time, and I'm guilty of not taking the calls. I'm sorry today, but I had to let some things out. Caller, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Ms. Davy and Mr. Aruka. Ms. Davy, I totally understand your position, because I don't know what, again, some people is waiting to see to accept the facts for what they are. You understand? We always have people running out to defend these people in the indefensible moment. That is clear for us to see. I am fed up of the ghetto Grinch, Mr. Gary Griffith, rubbish mouth, cockroach, head cockroach. You understand? You're coming and passing that rubbish in people's head. Number one, the man is a suspect, as you clearly say. It's not a convicted person only dealt with Mr. Griffith. It's a suspect. And are you saying to the nation that it is okay for the police to deal with suspects in that way?
That is what I want to know.
What if your son was the suspect, Mr. Griffith? Why it is Mr. Duke, who is on a rape charge, didn't say the same face if he was a suspect? Why it is Mr. Rural Munilal, since he's a suspect, only in holy for more than 72 hours and them kind of thing like that? Only mama guy, the people out there, Mr. Griffith, rubbish mouth, Griffith.
Thank you very much. Caller, are you there? Go ahead, Mr. Ruka.
Good evening, one shot, one kill, and good evening to Mr.
Somebody's
Ruka.
here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Juliet, I would like to go with the picture that you painted a while ago. Because apparently, I leave Gary Griffith alone. I leave that for however they want to deal with it. So be it. I am dealing with the matter. Protest in tongue, as you pointed out, it was so dreadful the gang members come together. Remember? And the gang members say we going and sign peace, no more murders. And two of our own have died in police custody. Because there must be somebody in charge of the station. I ain't going to Gary Griffith yet. The superintendent in charge of the station when that gentleman walked in. Nobody looked at the condition on which the man was interrogated.
That's if he went to the station.
The first person to go before, because here what's going on. Gary Griffith could only get information and talk based on the information he gets, Juliet.
True.
Right? So the first head had to go had to be the superintendent in charge of the station. Because he's supposed to overlook what's taking place there. So let me put that out. So my brothers who protested all over Mova Lab until San Fernando South, nobody ain't come out. But you know what, Juliet? We have a man tell them, they close to the edge, they ain't gonna make another year and a half. Just press them and they go follow. So they wake up. And it's the same thing they didn't know. That protest was not protest for protest. In tongue, you see in tongue day.
It's a political opportunity.
It was, that's why God, Christopher and Kingsley all moving to over.
Julia, that was incited by the same group of people. So we're not looking for black people. We were looking to save money. I got BMW and build a house, you know. Could I do that on my salary? One in the beta match up X5 and can't fix it back yet. Understand? They are being paid. Black people coming and sing here.
Leave it there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Caller, quickly, are you there?
Yeah, very pleasant. Good afternoon.
Yes, quickly.
You know in the movie New York Gangster, a Piper police kill a man in the ghetto. And to get out, the next policeman, who's the star boy, came in and they put the dead man in a wheelchair and connect him up like if he live in there. Why I say that is because when I hear you say just now, they say they put an unconscious man in a wheelchair. Brother, when you're unconscious, I'm not a doctor. They put you on a stretcher. A wheelchair and you can't walk. Yeah, I'm telling you. And some people acting as insiders because like the plane to get fired. And when you fire them, they go in and launch that political career that everybody was assuming they're looking to do. We might have a part two to this person. And with that political career now, they're going to finally get rid of the PNN. But I want to say again, we don't have non-governmental organizations. We have non-governmental agencies.
Yes.
Because where were all these groups when the government was trying to pass laws to defend children from getting married?
That's correct.
And the opposition,
to deal with all the issues we have concerning crime. And none of them come out. All of them is PNC. UNC, Sycophants. All of them were in yellow. Just like Megu and Joel. And all of them is one enemy to have.
Okay,
and
leave it there, caller.
Right,
I'm sorry about that. Caller, good afternoon. Are you there?
Good afternoon, Juliet.
Quickly.
Juliet, I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Luca, you go ahead.
Juliet, the caller made a point because these same groups who protested all about the police never saw it fit to ask the opposition to support the bail amendment bill, the evidence amendment bill, FATCA, FATIF. They made no mention, and these laws are to protect all of us, you know. They take one incident and piggyback it all the way to see if they could shorten the 5-year period into whatever period. But that will never happen. So, right? But Juliet, the Attorney General. So I just want to clear up this. The Minister of National Security have no such authority to call Gary Griffith into book. So I want to make that clear.
Right.
The Police Service Commission is the one who really appointed Gary Griffith, and they are the ones who is staying numb silent on this. So I'm calling on the Prime Minister as the security. He's the
head of national security.
No, not head of the Security Council to use his position and call everybody around our table, National Security, Police Service Commission.
But he disrespect Gary Griffith in a similar situation. Disrespect the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister had reason to call him before the commission. Before this is another incident. This one is an indictable incident. Persons have died, and for some reason, the police commissioner seems to be the one that we need to ask questions. And I'm asking him questions. How did this happen under your watch? And don't tell me this kind of thing is not looking good at all.
Yes, okay, folks, keep it locked to the Street 919 FM. Mr. Ruka, sit down, please. Up next, the news, Aisha Wells, and more. Don't go anywhere. And don't forget, text 9191, your name, contribute $20 TT. Bye.
How them girl and them so boy? Long time all you like money man. Now you like susu man. This is from the age of 10. Had my first girlfriend. I didn't have no paper when she wanted ice cream from right round the bend. But don't fast forward later then. How much money you spend? This small susu hand where I get. She marking every cent. You see I trust too much girl in life. You see I make too much a bad choice. You see I try to do what is right. Never me again. Jamming them girls for spite. I hand in first. All them girl is the worst. I hand in first. Can't take it in reverse. I hand in first. All them girl is the worst. I hand in first. Can't take it in reverse. I on it like more money to spend. I juggling both of them. The friend and the best friend. And they want me to spend the what? Pay the bills and rent. The two susu hand way I get. She still say she take cash and check.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Join Pan Trinbago on its Pan is Spirit virtual concert series, keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world. Live Sunday, February 7th and Saturday, February 13th at 8 p.m. via pay-per-view on Tizik.com and WAC platforms. Keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world. Top, medium and large bands in the nation. Featuring National Panorama Champions Desperados and NGC Kuvo Joylanders. Courts Sound Specialist, Face to Pan Group, Cats and Jammers, Panberry and many more. People's Choice Prizes to be won. Text to vote your most vibes and the sweetest band. Buy your tickets today. Log on to Tizik.com, that's Tizik.com, and purchase your tickets. You don't want to miss out on these spectacular steel pan events. Prosperity in Pan. For further information, contact events at pantrinbago.co.tt, 623-4486, or visit Pantrinbago's social media pages. Keeping the vibes alive and the sweetest pan in the world.
No carnival, no problem.
When When you text on the Street 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. This week on the Street 919 FM, you can win a 6-speed stand mixer. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text, and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win on The Street 919 FM.
IWER Stage presents Virtual Worship this Wednesday with Alpha Ministries Temple Beautiful Worship Team with Bishop Cadogan from 6 p.m. Join us on the Street 919 Facebook page, Neil IWER George Facebook page, IWER TV on YouTube, and make your contributions by texting 9191 from any B-Mobile or Digicel handset to win yourself a prize. So join us as we lift up and magnify the name of Jesus. Virtual Worship this Wednesday on IWER Stage from 6 p.m.
And our God, He is champion. He reigns forever.
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number. 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. IWER George on Instagram. Share the live. IWER TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 p.m. news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. In the headlines, Andrea Barrett's funeral to take place on Friday. Independent Senator Paul Richards calls for a ban on cigarettes. 16-year-old girl fatally shot in living room at Claxton Bay home. And internationally, Canada will soon require negative COVID test at land border. And now the news in detail. Andrea Barrett is expected to be laid to rest on Friday. The body will be taken to the family's Arima home for a ceremony at 9 a.m. and then to the Arima Magistrates Court for a visit before being taken to the Faith Assembly Church in Aruca for 11 a.m. Barrett will be cremated at Belgrove's funeral home in Tacarigua. The 23-year-old got into a car she thought was a taxi on King Street, Arima on January 29th. Her body was found in the heights of Aripo on February 4th. The first autopsy on her body was inconclusive, but a second private autopsy done at Budu's funeral home in Cunupia on Tuesday ruled that she died from blunt force trauma to the head. Independent Senator Paul Richards is calling for a ban on cigarettes. He made the call in the Senate on Tuesday during debate on the Tobacco Control Amendment Regulations 2019 to approve graphic health warnings on cigarette packets. During the debate, Richards wondered why TNT can't be pioneering and just ban smoking outright. He said tobacco firms are targeting youngsters aged 10 to 15 who are not being told beforehand of the dangers of smoking. Richards said globally some 5.6 million children alive today will ultimately die from cigarette smoking if nothing is done. A 16-year-old girl was fatally shot in Claxton Bay yesterday. Tamika Griffith was found in a pool of blood in the living room of her relative's apartment at Suku Trace around 2:30 p.m. A 16-year-old relative who lived in the upstairs apartment told police that he left Tamika alone and went out. When he returned sometime later, he found her on the floor. She had a gunshot wound to the head. The relative called his mother, who contacted the police. Tamika died about 2 hours later at hospital. Residents told police they heard a loud explosion around the same time Tamika was shot. Internationally, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Tuesday that starting next week, any non-essential traveler arriving in Canada by land will need to show a negative COVID-19 test or face a fine if they don't have one. Trudeau said customs officers can't send Canadians back to the U.S. if they don't have a test because they are technically on Canadian soil, but said the fine will be up to $3,000 Canadian dollars or US $2,370, and the traveler will be subject to extensive follow-up by health officials if they don't show a negative test. The land border already remains closed to non-essential travelers who are not Canadian. Canada already requires people arriving by air to show a negative COVID-19 test within 3 days of arriving. Any testing testing upon arrival will also soon be mandatory at the 4 Canadian airports where international flights are allowed. And that was the 4 p.m. news on the Street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. Recapping the headlines: Andrea Barrett's funeral to take place Friday. Independent Senator Paul Richards calls for a ban on cigarettes. 16-year-old girl fatally shot in living room at Claxton Bay home. And internationally, Canada will soon require negative COVID test at land border. Stay tuned to the Street 919 FM. I am Vanessa Thomas. Do enjoy your afternoon.